A murder conviction more than a decade ago in Durham could be overturned. The decision is now up to a judge.
WRAL investigates Sarah Kruger was in the courtroom today for the hearing and shares what evidence is causing the reconsideration and why the outcome could be far-reaching.
The attorney representing the man who is trying to clear his name says this is about him, but it's also much bigger than that. She believes it's about a pattern of questionable investigations years ago by the Durham Police Department. Timothy Evans is out of custody now after serving 13 years. His attorney, Christine Mumma, though, says he is far from walking free.
He's carrying a second-degree murder charge. That impacts his livelihood, that impacts his ability to hold his head high, that impacts his family, his community.
Evans was convicted in 2009 in the 1993 murder of Shelton Johnson. In court, Mumma argued Evans' arrest and conviction was largely based on statements from co-defendant Richard Waller. Waller was in court today recanting that testimony, saying neither he nor Evans was involved in the shooting. WRAL was not allowed to get video of that part, but he told the court he implicated Evans, his own cousin, because police pressured him to do so and he didn't know his rights.
There's enough evidence in the justice system to know that why people do this, right? Why do they testify against somebody? Well, because their lives are threatened. They're threatened with the death penalty. They're threatened with the life in prison. They just had a child.
Mumma filed this motion for appropriate relief on Evans' behalf, trying to get his murder conviction dismissed or at least get him a new trial. In June, WRAL covered a similar situation where Mumma successfully argued for charges to be dropped against another client. Both cases involved one of the same police investigators.
I think there's a pattern of the culture in the way investigations were previously done. We know a lot more about appropriate investigative techniques, about interviewing techniques, the requirement of recording interrogations.
She believes the district attorney's office needs to be proactive in looking back at old cases. In court, Assistant DA Mike Wallace questioned if the motive behind this was financial. Somebody has something to gain from this, he said. Mr. Evans is a person who really has something to gain. He's already out of prison. This opens the door for civil litigation. Now, hearing all the new information, the judge will decide how to proceed. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News, Durham.
Attorneys expect the judge could take a couple of weeks to make his decision. We're going to keep checking back.